Hello class, this is going to be our first class today. My name is Zita. I am talking to you live on Skype from my home in New York. I will probably be talking to you a lot from this office in my home. I was just recently put on the Fashion Out of the Box team. You might have seen my live interviews with Manny and Robert. Let me tell you, this is going to be great. I was honored that Robert and Manny let me start the whole fashion training session off. For those of you that do not know me, I am a fashion design teacher. I have been in fashion for a long time. I met Robert in Tampa, Florida the other day. We talked about his goal of training about fashion design. After seeing his portfolio, I accepted the position, after a challenging interview with Manny. Let me tell you, you're in for a treat when Robert starts his live training. He is a unique type of fashion designer, that does not follow anyone or fashion trends either. I have never met such a fashion designer like him, in all my teaching of fashion. You are going to just love his teaching. Okay, Manny is a teacher also that will be teaching you. She is a very outspoken young lady that will really let you know how it is. I have also heard that we may have another teacher coming soon. Then there is Michelle, she is Robert's wife. She is in charge of video production and live teaching videos coming soon. The team is going to really be good once everything is up and running. Okay, now that I have introduced you to everyone and their positions here, let's start our first lesson. Why are you here? Because you have an interest in fashion design. Right. Well, that is good. I can help, and so can Robert and Manny. First of all, before we get started, the team does have a disclaimer. We are not a fashion school or accredited college course. We are just giving you some knowledge of fashion design. This is not a substitute for fashion college. If you wish to pursue fashion designing, you will have to get a degree in fashion design. Now class, pull out your notebooks and take notes, because I was known for pop quizzes in my college classes. Now the lesson topic today is, so you want to be a fashion designer. Do you think you got what it takes to be one? Are you willing to do all the hard work and hours to be one? Are you ready for all the rejection and criticism that goes with it? Let me tell you, fashion is a dog-eat-dog career with absolutely no mercy. First thing, true fashion designing is not supposed to be something designed by someone else with your name on it. It is not about following someone else's fads and ideas, as most designers try to stay with a fad or trend. Anyone with knowledge of fashion design can do this. No. A true fashion designer should want to earn his or her way to the top. Let's use Robert for an example here. He cannot stand trends and fads in fashion. He thinks that a designer should be an inspiration and new concept instead of a so-called copycat in fashion. I heard that while Robert was in college, he made all his own clothes. He had to go part-time to college for 8 years non-stop, to earn his degree. The whole 8 years that he was there, he designed and made his own shirts and pants. He said that his belief was, if you were going to be a fashion designer, you should design your own clothes, not wear other designers' clothing designs. Now, just what do you have to be a fashion designer? First of all, you have to have a strong desire to be one. Let me fill you in on something that I have learned for myself through my fashion career. Fashion is no respecter of persons. You either move forward in it or get trampled on by the true hard-working designers. Just wanting to be a designer does not cut it. You will need a strong drive and determination to pull this off. You will have to live and breathe fashion all the time. It should be your number one goal, an overall desire to succeed in the fashion world. One thing that should be in your words is, so I got knocked down or failed somehow, I will get up, dust myself off and press forward. If your passion is not fashion designing, this is not for you. Now the question you are probably asking is, how can I tell if this is my passion? The best way to tell is you run around with a sketchbook drawing all the time. You find yourself looking through all the fashion and department stores, at all the different designs, or fads that is out at that time. You find yourself looking at fashion magazines all the time. Just in general, like I said, living and breathing fashion all the time at all hours of the day. Okay, now if you are still with me, congratulations, you may be cut out for this career. Or are you? Well, again, let's see if you are. I am not going to tickle your ears on this. Fashion is a hard, cruel and tough career to be in, and you can get emotionally hurt, real easy. So are you still here? Yes, I do mean that. Most of you probably think that this is just design some cool looking clothes that you like and start raking in the sales and money. Well, here is a reality check. That is not the way it goes. Sorry to burst your bubble. The people that you are trying to impress and make sales from may not like your designs at all. Yes, just think about that. You are just excited about some garments that you designed. You take them to show your proposed buyers. What do they say? It is not what they are looking for. Can you handle this rejection? I am sure all of you have heard of the reality show Project Runway, right? Now I heard that Robert, as good as his designs are, was devastated when he worked real hard, long hours every night after his real job, for over 3 months to try to get on the show to make a better life for him and his wife. He tried out to be a contestant for a Project Runway audition. He made 3 of his designs as the rules said to do. He drove over 200 miles to be at the audition, all excited about being picked as one of the contestants. When he stepped in the room only to hear the words, "We are not interested," let me tell you, he kept a respectful attitude in front of them. But when he got away from everyone, he literally blew apart in anger and disbelief. He also said that he was never going to sew again. Thankfully for us, that statement never happened. Now, could you handle that kind of rejection yourself? Okay, if you still are here listening to me, you just might be cut out for a fashion design career. Now back to Robert. After all that hurt he went through, you know what he did? He went back again to the next audition, and again drove over 200 miles. Only to hear them do a few comments on his designs. But this time he was a little more calm about it. You see, even though it hurts you really bad, it was a big step for him from the previous time. Now what do you think Robert did next? Did he give up or not? Would you just give up? Well, believe it or not, Robert dusted himself off, and decided that he was going to try one more time. So he did try again that next year. He spent over $600 on fabrics in about 4 months designing and constructing the 3 garments. Yes, he did not make it, but he again stepped up the ladder a little more. They actually looked at his portfolio this time, and even considered him, but then they said no again, that he could not put him on the show. They also told him his designs looked like they came off the showroom floor. Robert took this as a compliment on his designs. They never said his designs were bad, they just were not interested in his designs. That was it. He never went back again. See, this is what I am talking about. Can you handle the rejection and move forward? Does it hurt? Oh. You better believe it hurts more than you can imagine. Because it attacks your very character and self-worth. But you just got to try to forget it and move on. Now, if you have a true passion for fashion like Robert does, you may get burned out and temporarily give up. But you will never quit in your mind. Yes, you will come back sooner or later. Now let's discuss what really is a passion. A passion is something that you like doing so bad that it burns you to your very core of your being when you are not doing it. A passion is something that keeps you moving in a trade or hobby or job, even in the midst of hardships. It is something you would do even if you were not getting recognized or paid for it. Okay, now back to the question, do you think that you can handle the rejection? Okay, if you can, that is great, but we are not through yet. That is only one aspect of this career. There is a lot more than that. Let's look back at your steps to becoming a designer. Okay, now you have determined you are going to pursue this career. Great, now what are you going to do? Yes, you could try to learn to sew on your own, and yes, even maybe succeed at it to a point. That is how I was told that Robert learned to make clothes. He taught himself and even sold clothes that he made. But that was not enough for Robert. He later decided to go to fashion college, but from what I heard, he was very challenged in this college atmosphere. He found out that he picked some very hard subjects to learn for his first classes. He picked pattern drafting and draping all at one time for one semester. Robert really had a hard time with these two classes. There was times that he just wanted to get out of it. I did also hear he did quit for about 2 semesters because of hardships that was facing him. But you know what, Robert came right back to that college and went there for, believe it or not, 8 whole years and graduated with a high reputation in that college. I even was told that the teachers and the staff of the school gave him a standing ovation as he was presented with his degree diploma. People, that is what makes a true fashion designer. I am sure that Robert wanted to quit nearly every semester because of his hardships. But he did not. In fact, he became known to some of the teachers and some of the students as somewhat of legend of that college. Do you know that Robert's clothing designs graced the school fashion show's runway for 5 consecutive fashion shows in front of thousands of people? Lot of his designs sold right after the show was over. In fact, the sundress in the picture on this site was his first ever dress to be on the fashion runway. After the show, I was told Robert sold this dress at a very low price. Not knowing 6 more ladies wanted that dress. He later learned he could make a lot more money off his designs. Now let me tell you something else that happened to Robert. Once the fashion director and his teachers seen Robert's potential, they kept pushing Robert to the limit, with them knowing Robert's passion being deep-rooted in fashion designing. I was told he just wanted to walk off from them because they pushed him so hard, but he did not. He took it, and now he is a true hardcore fashion designer. Okay, enough about Robert, let's talk about you now. Can you plant yourself like a tree in a college atmosphere? Can you handle the teachers' lectures and homework? Oh yes, if you don't like homework, don't you dare try this career in college. Because at times you are going to think a hurricane has hit you, and all the extra debris flying at you. Can you weather this storm, or will you quit? Okay, maybe you get through college. Then you have 3 clear options to decide on. 1. Are you going to make it a career and get hired with a company? 2. Are you just going to try to go into business for yourself? 3. Are you just going to give up and go work an average job? Now, I do know that circumstances and the economy, and yes, location is a big factor also. All matters weighed out. This is some of the ins and outs of becoming a fashion designer. If so, go to a college that teaches fashion and get a degree. Thank you for your time and have a good day. Until next time, Zita signing out.